Hey guys, I literally decided to make this video last minute, but I decided to do kind of a Talk Tuesday. I hate myself. I'm already about to cry. I took off my glasses so I can wipe my eyes, but today is probably the most real video I've done in a while. And I'm not saying I'm fake, but I definitely try. I don't want to cry in this video, and I wanted to wait till I was like emotionally stable about the situation to film it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna talk about a couple things in today's video, but I wanted to get the title out of the way, so and then get the crying over with. So I'm sorry if you don't like people crying, and I'm an ugly crier and I didn't want to cry, and I thought I got over it, but if I'm still crying, am I really over it? I don't know. But I wanted to tell you guys something that is very personal, and I always want to keep you guys in my life, and I've just been holding it off to tell you guys because I didn't want anything to happen. And so basically, let me just cut to the chase. So Dion and I did break up. If you guys don't know, I had a boyfriend, his name was Dion, and we started dating in August, like August 31st of 2016, and we broke up just like 3 weeks ago. And actually, that was like 3 weeks ago. Like, girl, why are you still crying? But I'm not sure why am I crying. I didn't share a lot of our relationship together online just because I didn't want to. So a lot of our relationship wasn't put out online for everyone to see, so you guys really don't know how we bonded. But I'm a very shy person, and when I met Dion, he like instantly became my best friend. And if I'm not gonna lie, like if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys, he was like my only friend. And so to lose your only friend and your boyfriend in one day, oh my god, it's very hard, especially for me, because I loved him, obviously, and obviously the situation was not mutual. Oh my god, the situation wasn't mutual. I didn't want to break up, and I wasn't ready to break up, but I knew it was coming just because how he was acting. And I'm not here to bash him. He is a nice guy. He deserves like whatever he wants, and I understand. And I knew it was going to happen because of his body language the week, and also because he's going to college, and obviously a long distance relationship doesn't always work out. I was willing to try it, but he really never wanted to try it, and he's going to college like 2 hours away, so it just wasn't, he didn't think it was going to work out. So it is hard. And I didn't talk after we broke up. I'm gonna say I didn't talk to anyone about it. He broke up with me the same week that my mom and my whole family I'm sorry guys, but I'm just gonna have to push through it, because no matter what, I feel like no matter what time I film this, I'm gonna be sad, and I just want to get it over with and just forget about it. So whenever he broke up with me the same week my whole family was on a cruise, and like I said, he was like my only friend. He was the closest person to me, and so I had no one to talk about it. And no one to talk about it to except for him, and obviously he doesn't care because he broke up with me, and I think it was hard for him, but it wasn't as hard for him as it was for me. And I'm not here to tell you guys why we broke up or any of that. Maybe like in the near, like very, very future, I will tell you guys that. But I do want to tell you guys one thing to make it a lot easier for a breakup for you, which I didn't do in my relationship, is to not depend on that person. Don't have them as your only friend. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. If you guys know, in like January, I said I was going through something. We broke up in January as well, and we got back together like a month later. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We did solve our problems, and then we got back together. And again, he broke up with me because we took a break, and I was being a little annoying person. And so yeah, and then after our relationship, we would still try to be friends, which I do not recommend trying to be friends with someone right after you broke up. But I think I was trying to be friends with him because I was still hooked on him. I thought maybe like one chance, like a chance we will get back together, which is not happening. I don't think so. Maybe, I'm not sure if it'll ever happen like years down the road, but like in next year it's not going to happen. In the next couple months it's not going to happen. I had to accept that. And my mom really helped me with learning that and overcoming that. I also have no makeup on, and I literally have my shirt on. I slept in on. But yeah, I just want to get this off my shoulder. So if you guys are asking like, hey, how's your boyfriend doing? And I did say I was gonna film some videos with him because I didn't know that this was going to happen. And I'm still emotional because we were still friends for like the first week or two after we broke up. But yesterday, was it yesterday? No, on Friday he said something very hurtful to me, and it really hurt my feelings. And that's the same day I called my mom to talk about it. So yeah, it's not his fault. Like, things happen, breakups do happen. You have to get over them. But yeah, I think I'm done talking about that. And after I'm done talking about it, I'm fine. Like, I literally called my mom and I was like, hey, like, I didn't talk to her about it until the end of the conversation. But whenever it just comes on my mind, the thought comes on my mind, I get sad. And he was my best friend. He was my best friend. I loved him. We talked, which is crazy to talk about this. We dated for 8 months, and it's crazy to talk like, oh, like, when are we gonna name our kids? Like, you know, like, we're gonna get married one day. We're gonna like do long distance in college. We talked about that, and I do want to do a video in the future about like relationship do's and don'ts, which he taught me a lot about myself and just about life, and I'm happy for that. I do not wish that this relationship never happened. I would never wish that because it has taught me so much about life. But I am sad that it's over, but you move on, you get over it, whatever. High school is not forever. Like, next year I'll forget about this and I'll be like over it. So yeah, now I'm gonna talk about my eye because I said I was going to and I never did. And so I'll stop crying. So I want to talk about what happened to my eye. If you guys don't know, I've talked about it like slightly on my Snapchat, but I haven't explained it or anything. So basically, it was like the week before Mother's Day. Where's Mother's Day? It was Mother's Day. Yeah, it was Mother's Day, so May 14th. My mom was in town because they, like, my brothers, my sisters, and my mom, they all went on as my brothers, I have one brother, but they went on a cruise, and my mom, I stayed at her hotel room whenever they were there for the weekend, because they stayed there for the weekend, because my mom lives in a different state. I don't see her often, so she wanted to spend the weekend with me. So on Mother's Day, I was in her hotel room, and I was like, my eyes, I always rub my eyes. My sisters always say, like, Ashley, why are you rubbing your eyes? Like, stop rubbing them. I didn't listen to them because I feel like there's always something in my eye. So I was like rubbing my eye a lot. It was my right eye. And then all of a sudden, I feel something in it. It really hurt. It was really uncomfortable. And I look in the mirror, and I don't think I saw it. And I was asking my sister to see it. My sister saw it, and my mom saw it, and they were all freaking out. I was like, oh my god. So I tried putting water in. I tried putting a Q-tip in my eye, and it wasn't coming out. And not that, in hindsight, that wasn't like a thing in my eye. It was a thing in my eye, but it wasn't like a hair or a grain of salt or something. It wasn't that. So yeah, and so then my mom was like, I was freaking out. I was like, Mom, I'm scared. And my eye was super duper sensitive to light. This one was really sensitive to light. And so I was really scared. And so that same weekend, my mom, she had to leave to go home. And so she was like, Ashley, if it's still there tomorrow morning, you need to call the doctor and make a doctor appointment to get it checked out. So I made a doctor appointment. And I went to the doctor. It was a different eye doctor than I normally go to. It was a doctor on a military base because my dad's in the military. And he told me, basically, he examined my eye. I did like 50 bajillion tests, guys. I'm not an eye doctor, obviously, so I don't know what the tests were, but I did like the normal one, and then it was a puff in your eye. I hate that thing so much. And then I did like 2 others, and they were really weird. I've never done this before, and I don't know why they were doing that, but whatever. And so then I talked to the actual doctor, and I went there alone because my dad had stuff to do at his work, but I was on the campus, the site of his work, you know? And so the doctor told me, like, oh, you have keratoconus. We're going to have to schedule like another appointment with like a specialist. So your dad needs to come and he needs to talk about this and learn about it. So he learned about it, and keratoconus, I don't fully know what it is. It's the bulging of the pupil. But I asked the eye doctor when I went to the specialist, the difference between keratoconus and astigmatism, and I don't know. He explained it, but I really had no idea. The one thing I remember is he said my keratoconus led to my astigmatism, so I don't know the difference, but there's that. And so, I'm about to cry again, because I had a couple appointments with the doctor, and finally, the last appointment I had, or was it the one before that? I think it was the last one. He was basically, the camera battery died, so I had to change it, but, yeah, so, this past appointment I had, I'm getting ahead of myself, actually. So they prescribed me a whole bunch of eye drops and medications I had to take, and it took them 3 weeks later, I think, it's 3 or 4 weeks later. Now he told me, like, okay, now it's told me that I might have to have surgery, and it's just scary. I don't want that. So, my right eye is really, really bad with keratoconus, and keratoconus normally isn't, like, common in younger people like me, and normally it's common in older people, so he was telling me we're going to try everything we can so you don't have to get a corneal transplant. They're going to try like hard contact lenses and everything, but if none of that works, then I have to get a corneal transplant. And I've watched videos on it. It's not bad, but I'm just scared for it. He also told me for my left eye will have to get corneal cross-linking, which is not bad at all. I've seen videos on it. It doesn't look bad at all. So, it's a little emotional because I never knew I had this. I'm so lucky I was working my eye that day, which is so funny to say, but I really am, or else I would not known about this, and my eye vision could be progressively worse. And I'm happy but sad as well that I figured out what it was, because my vision in my life has always been something that was bad. I have amblyopia too, which is whenever, it's basically like a lazy eye, and I had that in my right eye, when I was little. I was supposed to wear eye patches, which I never did, because the doctor told me, like, hey, my sister had to do it too. My sister also has amblyopia, and she did it because she was younger when she had it. But me, my doctor was like, okay, you're already going to school. You don't have to wear it at school if you don't want to, but make sure you wear it at home. I never wore it, and my dad did not care if I was wearing it or not. And I can't do that now because my vision is so bad I wouldn't be able to function in my right eye. And so my vision has always been like a problem in my life. I remember in like middle school, whenever they do like tests for vision, and you know, kind of they do like lice checks and vision tests. Well, when I got my vision test in middle school, they saw that I had glasses. Like, okay, her vision should be 20/20, like no problem. So I would read the thing, and they'd tell me like, cover up this eye, cover up this eye. And this eye has gotten worse, because I remember when I was younger, people would be like, oh, Ashley, how many fingers am I holding up? I'm like, guys, I'm not stupid. I know what that is. But now, like, I can barely tell how many fingers people are holding up with my right eye. Not my left eye. My left eye is my good eye. My right eye, which is very sad and very hard. And then, so they would always look at the charts and be like, that's weird. Like, why can't you see? They'd always be like, that's so weird. And I don't think they really knew what was wrong with me. And I think my eye doctor, my regular eye doctor, told me I had keratoconus, but she never really, I don't think she realized how severe it was, or she didn't tell me how severe it was. So it is scary. And yeah, I'm sorry about the emotional video today, but I just had to let my feelings out. And I'm done crying about everything. And about the ex thing. I'm not saying you shouldn't be friends with your exes. You can totally be friends with them, but it depends. My mom told me this. It depends on what kind of relationship you have. So I think that my relationship with Dion was very honeymoony. I didn't talk about that ever, but it was very honeymoony. Like, you know, like the honeymoon phase of your relationship. I don't think I ever got out of that. So, yeah, if you guys want to talk about, if you guys want me to talk about that later, like when I'm not gonna cry, which I think is gonna be soon, hopefully. But if you guys want me to, I will. And also, I'm not sure if I'm gonna delete the pictures of us on Instagram or not. They are memories, and I'm not trying to delete my past or anything. I'm grateful for him. He taught me so much, and he was my first with so many things. So, he was like my first love. So, I really don't want to delete them. But if it comes to a point where I have to, I might. I don't know. So I'm gonna stop crying. I'm sorry if I made you guys sad. I'm sorry if I made you guys sad. But I just had to get this off my mind and let you guys know what was going on in my life. It's been a hard couple of weeks, but hopefully soon it won't be like this anymore. So yeah, I'm sorry. I really didn't want to cry, and I thought that I wouldn't, and I wanted to wait to make this video until I was stable enough not to cry, but I just couldn't wait, and I just wanted to tell you guys. So yeah, I love you guys so much. I already hope people are going to be so nice in the comments, so thank you so much for supporting me and understanding. I've been trying to act happy in my videos, which is I like because it gets my mind off of things, and over the summer I'm going to try and film a lot more so I don't think about stuff. I don't have time to think about stuff. I'm going to try and keep my mind off of it, but I just need to talk about it. So I love you guys so much. I'm going to stop talking about it so I can just get my mind off of it. I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!